everyone, and welcome to day number 9 of our Advent yoga. So today we are going to do a vinyasa flow, so you may want to have some water near you because we will be moving quite a bit, and also if it's within your practice to use any kind of blocks, or if you've been using something as an alternative to a yoga block, please do grab that now. We are going to start standing at the top of our mat with our feet hip distance apart, and I will see you there. Okay, so arriving at the top of your mat, drawing your shoulder blades back and down, standing nice and tall, and as always lifting up through the crown of the head. We start to take the arms up above the head, and we begin to interlace the fingers and turn the palms up towards the sky. Allow the shoulders to relax, take a couple of breaths here, and then begin to take hold of the left wrist just underneath. Begin to lean over to the right to feel a gentle stretch down the left side of the torso, and then lifting up on the right side, taking hold of underneath the right wrist and leaning over to the left. Begin to lower the arms down and extend up as you start to lift the arms up, chest forwards, opening out the heart. You can always place your hands onto your lower back if you prefer. Start to take the arms up above the head, take a deep breath in, bring the hands to meet, and just slowly bring them through towards the chest and roll through the spine, coming down into an Uttanasana forward fold. Lengthen to a halfway lift, send the glutes back, and exhale, place the hands down, soften the knees. Begin to lengthen again through the legs, gazing forwards, and exhale. Bend the knees and just keep this movement going for a couple of times. You don't have to fully lengthen out into a halfway lift, just a tiny little lift as you take a deep breath in. Fingertips can stay at the mat or to a block. Begin to take hold of the outside of the left leg with the right hand. Start to open out the chest. Bend the right leg, so you lengthen through the left, gazing up towards the hand. Bringing that hand down, taking hold of the outside of the right leg with the left hand, extending up with the right arm. Gazing up and just double checking you're not twisting through the hips. Begin to place the hands down, take a deep breath in, lifting up now to a halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands down, step back into your plank pose 1 foot at a time. Come forwards and draw up the knees, untuck the toes, and then chaturanga, keeping the elbows in towards the chest, and take a deep breath in as you lengthen through the spine, pushing through to a cobra or a sphinx pose if you prefer to come down to forearms. Begin to tuck the back toes under and lift up as you extend into your first downward dog, Adho Mukha. So soften the knees, really come up onto the toes, and then exhale, place the heels back down to the ground, just working through the spine. Pushing through the hands, lengthening out the back, rippling forwards, and then slowly sinking the hips straight down to another cobra and untucking the toes. Inhale and exhale, push back into your downward dog. We come again forwards, rippling through the spine, dropping the hips down. Begin to untuck the toes, coming into cobra. And again, you can come into an up dog position if you wish to keep the hips and the knees and the legs lifted. Start to extend your right leg up and start to bring the knee into the chest. Rise up onto the left toe, step the right foot through, gazing forwards. Anjaneyasana, our low lunge. Inhale up to a high lunge, keeping the back heel lifted. We bring the hands back down, we come back to plank. Or downward dog, pedal through the knees one at a time. Taking the left leg all the way up, three-legged dog, draw the knee in, rise up onto the right toe, step the foot through. Coming straight up into your high lunge, really extending through that back leg, front knee over ankle. Bring the hands back down, step back into your downward dog. Couple of deep breaths here. And then come forwards into your plank pose, holding for a couple of breaths, chaturanga, lower down, and then come through to a cobra Sphinx or an up dog position. Exhale as you push back into downward dog. We start to take the right leg up, draw the knee in, and gaze forwards as you step that foot through. Start to drop the back heel down, push through into your warrior two. Double check the alignment of the feet, so the right heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. Begin to bring the right arm down to the thigh and extend all the way up into your side angle, lengthening the left side of the torso. Push through that front foot, coming back into your warrior two. Lengthen out the spine. Breathe out as you reverse your warrior. So you're taking your left hand down to your left thigh. You can double check that you are not rolling in on that back foot. Gazing up towards the top hand, we cartwheel the arms over, coming back to low lunge, stepping back into plank, and then chaturanga. Push through to cobra, sphinx, or up dog, and exhale into your downward dog. So that's going to be taking our vinyasa for today, and that will be repeated a few times. Start to take the left leg up, draw the knee in, and step the foot through, repeating on the other side, dropping that back heel and pushing through to your warrior two. Checking the alignment again, gazing towards that front hand. Coming into a side angle, taking the right arm up and over, lengthening down the right side of the torso. Begin to push through to your warrior two, reaching forwards, turn the palm, breathing out, reversing back. An option to take the back arm, your right hand round behind you, or just keep it resting on that back leg. We then cartwheel the arms all the way over. We step back to plank, we chaturanga, push through, exhale, push back. Pedal through the knees one at a time. And then we start to lift the left leg. Draw the knee in towards the chest, bring the weight forwards and hover, and then exhale, push that leg back. We go again, drawing the left knee in towards you, rocking forwards, and exhale, push back. Last time, drawing that knee in, and you can come into a chaturanga, keeping that left leg lifted, or you can drop back to downward dog, and then take your vinyasa flow. We start to lift the right leg, draw the knee in, hover with the weight, exhale, push back. The leg does not have to go very high. Draw that right knee in again, shift the weight forwards, exhale, push back. And then we come into a chaturanga, keeping that right leg lifted, or lowering into downward dog, and then vinyasa. Begin to bend and straighten the knees. Connecting with your breath, lifting the right leg, drawing that knee in again, stepping the foot all the way through to arrive either in between the hands or just behind. Push up to your crescent lunge, sink a little bit lower into the hips. Bring the hands round behind you, interlace the fingers, open out that chest and shoulders again, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. You can lift the arms if you want to, or place them onto the lower back. Begin to bring the hands to the heart center. Find your balance as you lift up into warrior three. Finding that balance. Start to bend the knee, bring the fingertips down to the ground. Place the back foot down, low lunge. Step back into plank and vinyasa. And then we start to lift the left leg, taking that deep breath in, draw the knee in, step the foot through. Rise up into your high lunge, finding that balance. Start to bring the hands round, interlace the fingers, open out the chest and the heart. Lifting the arms if you need to, or placing them onto the lower back. Hands make their way to the heart center. We push forwards, bringing the weight into that left leg, coming into our warrior three. Start to bend that left knee, place the back foot down, low lunge. Arrive into your plank, chaturanga. Coming through to Cobra, Sphinx or Up Dog, and breathing out back into your Downward Dog, pedaling through the knees if you need to. We start to take the right leg up. Again, we draw that knee in, step the foot through. Cartwheel the arms over to arrive back into Warrior Two, just like we did before, reaching forwards. Turn the palm, breathe out into Reverse Warrior. Take the arms back to Warrior Two, straighten the front leg. Really lengthen through the torso and arrive in Trikonasana, gazing up towards that top hand. You want to be sending your left hip out towards the back of your mat. A position we are going to work on in just a moment. Coming into Warrior Two, and then arriving in Warrior One, turning to face the front of your mat. Straighten that right leg. Reach forwards and place the hands either onto the shin, to the block, or towards the heart as you arrive in pyramid pose, feeling a stretch through that front leg. Back foot may turn slightly in. Arrive into your low lunge and then vinyasa. Ready to go again on the other side, lifting up the left leg, draw the knee in, step the foot through. Back heel drops, cartwheel the arms over, leading with the right arm, arriving in Warrior Two. Reaching forwards, breathing out as you reverse your Warrior. And then coming through your Warrior Two, straighten the front leg, reach forwards, tilt at the hips, Trikonasana. You might find one side easier than the other. Bend that front knee as you arrive back into Warrior Two. Turn the back foot, Warrior One. Hips are facing the front of your mat. Straighten that front leg. Reach forwards as far as you can. And then bring the hands down to a block, to your shin. Or again, you can bring them to the heart. Feel length through that front leg. As you arrive in pyramid pose. Bring the hands down to the earth. Arrive in plank. Exhale, Chaturanga, Cobra, Sphinx or Up Dog. This time drop the knees down, push all the way back into your child's pose and take a moment here now to rest. You can bring the hands to meet and bring them behind the head and just allow the mind to rest and take deep breaths in and out. Well done everyone. Okay, so now we're going to be perfecting our Trikonasanas. So come up to a standing position, taking your feet just about hip distance apart, arms out at shoulder height. We're going to start to just lift up, taking a deep breath in, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, take the arms back up to shoulder height. Deep breath in as you lift the arms up, and exhale, lower the arms back to shoulder height. Begin to turn your right foot now, so it's facing the front of your mat. And walk your back foot out if you need to, and just gently ease into Warrior Two, just checking the alignment of the feet. And draw up all the way through the torso, so you're keeping that spine nice and long. Begin to straighten that right knee, and gaze forwards. We're going to be lengthening through the spine. So what you need to make sure you're doing as well is that the weight is evenly distributed between the four corners of your feet. So you may want to just work into grounding your feet a little bit more. Start to lengthen through the torso, reaching forwards. Ensure you're not collapsing in the inside of the ribs and you're lengthening through the left. So the hips are going towards the back of the mat. Start to bring your right hand down towards your shin and lengthen up with the left arm gazing up. You can gaze forwards or you can gaze down. So again, just soften that right knee, arrive back into your Warrior Two. Some practitioners, I've seen some teachers as well, teach with just bringing that back foot in slightly more to a 45-degree angle. So you can try that as well, just to see if that is maybe a little bit more comfortable for you at the moment. I always like to practice with my foot perpendicular to my front foot, so it's 90 degrees. Arrive back in Warrior Two and just relax for a moment. We'll take hold of a block if you need one, and you can place it on the inside of that foot. this helped you to give a little bit more length through the spine and ensure you don't collapse through the ribs. So draw everything in, take a deep breath in, reach forwards as far as you can, exhale, arrive with your right hand resting on the block. And again, you can gaze down at the block, gazing to the front, or all the way up towards the left thumb. So as you can see, just really try here not to round into the ribs. So this is what I mean by making sure that you're staying nice and long through the spine, tilting at the hips, and also not rotating that left hip forwards. You want to try and keep that open. So just place your hands onto your hip, lifting up, take a deep breath in, lean over to the right and come back to center. And just do that as many times as you need so that you're trying to keep the hips in line. Again, still making sure that the weight is evenly distributed. And then release your right hand down to your shin and your left arm all the way up. If you want to place a block on the outside of the foot, you can also do that too. So arrive back, arms out shoulder height, tilt at the hips. You can gaze down, forwards or straight up towards the hand. Slowly arrive back up to Warrior 2, bend the knee as you arrive up and turn that foot in. So you're probably feeling quite stretched on one side, so let's go on the other. Again, just double checking the alignment of the feet. Turning now your left foot out to the front of your mat, arms out at shoulder height, weight again evenly distributed so that you're not rotating your front knee inwards, so you're really grounding through the four corners of the feet, and you're also not rotating inwards on that back foot as well. So lengthening through the spine, straighten that front leg, tilt at the hips, send. Now that your left hand is coming down to the shin, you can gaze up towards your right thumb. Double check again, you're not rotating the shoulder forwards. Draw the shoulder back, place your hand on your hip if you need to make sure that you're not rotating that hip inwards or collapsing through the ribs. So like we did earlier, place the hands on the hips. You can do a couple of movements hinging forward from the hips, and also making sure we're not locking that front knee out, especially if you have any kind of hyperextension. Just keep a slight micro bend there in the knee. Take the arms out at shoulder height again and reach forwards and come back to center. Lean into the hip, pushing now your right hip out towards the other end of your mat. And then draw the hand down to the inside of the shin, lengthen the spine. Come up a little bit if you need to. And again, we can practice with the block. Bringing the block to the inside of the foot, straightening the legs, reaching forwards and tilting at the hips, hand coming down to the block, gazing up towards the ceiling. You can come up onto the fingertips of the block if you need to. Making sure again those hips are not rotating too far forwards at all and that you're lengthening that spine. As I always say, you might find one side easier than the other. And just bring that foot in, just making sure you don't stand on any blocks. So well done for today. Bring the hands to the heart center. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Namaste. Thank you for joining in today. Don't forget to hit subscribe in order to follow the remainder of our Christmas Advent yoga sessions. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Namaste.